Welcome and thank you for joining our Music for Global Change broadcast with founder and music ambassador Skyler Jett and presenter Tom Bryant and Ryan Shewchuk. And our special guest today is
Karma Luna.
Welcome to the show, Karma Luna. You are one of a new breed of artists emerging from the urban jungle of post-Mandela South Africa. From an early age, you had a love of music and the performing arts, training in Latin American dance, influenced by a diverse range of music, including urban pop, electronica, and trap step. I want to query what that is. You are a singer, DJ, and you try and inspire others with the creativeness that you have. So, welcome to the show. Plenty more to discuss with you. So, welcome to the show, and please tell us more.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, so there's a lot to me as an artist.
Well, I think Tom wants to know first is trap step.
I don't want to know what trap step. Something I've never heard. What is that?
I'm a big trap fan, but let's educate Tom on.
Go for it.
Step.
Yeah.
There we go. So basically, it's a merge of trap like your hip hop genre, and dubstep.
Okay.
So they two music genres that I absolutely love. So I've combined them. So you've got those really bassy sounds, and it's all very, festival, electronic, big, great for a gym session.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Karma, just real quick, speaking of festivals, I saw on your Instagram that you were recently at a festival wearing this super cool orange outfit. I just want to know, what festival was it and where was it at?
Oh, yeah. And that was actually the first festival I've been to since COVID. So it was so much fun. Nice. It was called It's Personal. It was a little bit out of my comfort zone. It was more trance music, which is sometimes a bit mellow for me. Personally, I do prefer the bigger genres. But yeah, it was just so nice to be out in the sun. It was in Johannesburg. You had a beautiful view of Sandton City. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with Sandton City. It's our mini New York, tiny New York.
Okay.
So beautiful views. It was so nice. It's like summer here now, so we're coming out of that cold weather, which was just such a vibe of a day. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it looks like you had a lot of fun. I was pretty jealous. I haven't been to a festival since I used to live in Las Vegas, so I would go to EDC all the time, right?
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I used to be a photographer for them, but it's been a few years, and I was sitting there going like, man, that looks really fun. She was at a music festival. Dad, we need to start putting together festivals. You know what I mean? Like, everyone who wants to go to music festivals.
Definitely needs to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to come to South Africa. Can you help us?
Yeah, of course. Come stay with me. I'll take you to the best festivals. You just got to come. Now is the right time to come. Now is the right time. This is our festival season, so everybody's defrosting.
Yeah. Now, when you say defrosting, you in Africa? How cold does it get?
I was in Cyprus for winter about a year or two, and it was pretty much the same temperature there. So it's like a Mediterranean winter, if I can put it. So it gets about, the lowest would be like 4 degrees, depending on the day. We didn't have too much of a cold winter this year, though. So it was actually we had a few cold fronts, but nothing too hectic. I love winter, though. I love the cold weather. So I'm a bit of both.
Where's your fan base? Mostly in Africa, or?
Yeah, I would say definitely Africa, Cape Town, Johannesburg, and a little bit of Brazil. I've seen a lot of people from Brazil, like South America. Yeah. Which is so cool because as you mentioned earlier, I have my Latin American dancers, so that's where the roots are for that. So yeah, I'd say, but I want to just grow it everywhere. I'd love to do some shows in Canada and get a following there, because South Africans are quite conservative with their music taste, so it's quite tricky to get them to play my music on the radio because it's trap step, which is very alternative for for South Africa. So I'm looking forward to seeing who likes my music. I think it could do well in Europe as well.
Yeah. Have you been to the UK?
I have about 10 years ago now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to. It sounds like you need to.
There's 3 meccas in the world in music, and that would be, LA, New York, and London, right? At some point in your career, you're going to have to go to one of those places because that's where the business side really goes down those three places. Right?
Yeah. You probably for DJing, you probably throw in Miami and Vegas.
Oh, for sure.
Well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I mean, I used to play Vegas a lot, and it's for tourists. right? You can work. Back in the day, bands they was really rolling, playing 6 nights a week in those casinos and stuff like that. You can make a living at it, right?
Yes.
But then you gotta come to reality of how long do I want to do this? This is security, right? When do I become me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only person can make that choice is you, right? Like I'm listening to your music. That's your music, right?
Yes.
So do you do cover songs, or you do?
I do cover songs. What I love about cover songs is I can kind of take someone else's songwriting that probably I relate to even more, and then I kind of make it my own and put my own personal touch on it. So I definitely do enjoy doing covers, but I have my own originals as well, which is more the covers I do are actually more stripped down acoustic or piano, either guitar, piano. But my originals are very electronic, lots of instrumental, lots of strings, so quite emotive as well. A lot of the compliments, and my favorite types of compliments, is they're like, it could be in a movie because they're so big. A lot of inspiration was drawn from like Billie Eilish.
Just off the back of that, really, have you been able to travel much so far in the work that you're doing, and do you have any plans to do that and travel into Europe and places like that, or have you been able to?
Most definitely not specifically for my music, but I've had the blessing of traveling. I've been to most of Europe, been to most of the west coast of America. I haven't been to Canada yet, which is wild considering I'm looking at moving there. That's next. And I've done Thailand, so I've done quite a bit of traveling, and I'd definitely I would love to do like a Euro tour, get some gigs over there. Now that I've started DJing, because I actually only started DJing earlier this year, now I've got a whole new element to my performance. So I DJ and sing at the same time, which is tricky, but not a lot of people do it. So now there's a lot more places where I can perform. I can perform in clubs, I can perform in festivals. I'm not just limited to smaller venues or more intimate venues, which is I'd have to strip down a lot of my sets for that, especially if I'm traveling alone. I can just take my controller or plug into their decks, then have a memory stick, and then I can perform pretty much wherever.
Which do you prefer, playing with live music or electronic?
I think I'll always love the element of like a live band, because you feed off of each other and you're like a team, and there's this magic that happens when you're collaborating with other artists. But because I found a new love for electronic music and the possibilities that come with that, I love merging them. So when I do perform with a band, I normally have, before I was DJing, I would have a guy on the synth, and he would be making like the 808 sounds or whatever live for me. And that's kind of what I do when I can merge the two, live and electronic.
Yeah. Ryan, you had a question?
Oh yeah, I was going to say, you said you just got into DJing earlier this year. What brought you into DJing? Like, what was that journey like?
Sure. I had been working, so I'm a publicist as well. I don't just do music as my full career. So I publicize and I represent a lot of independent artists as well, including DJs. So I've been working with DJs for a while, and I've always had an interest in it, but I never felt like I could do it. It just felt a bit far, and I didn't really know where to start. It was quite intimidating. And then I started working with the guys that basically work with Pioneer DJ here in South Africa. And I said, listen, can we do a trade exchange? I'll do some PR for you, and then I'll do some lessons. And I was so nervous because I was like, I don't know how to do this. I dreaded my lessons because it was so intimidating. It's the first time I've done something new in a long time. And then after like the third lesson, I just picked it up pretty quickly, and I found like a new love. I got a gig the moment my course ended, and it just like went from there. And I just absolutely love that I can go and take the music that I listen to in my room or in my car, and I can play that for other people, and people love it, and I make them dance. It's like the best feeling in the world. And then I can add singing to it. So it's like my two different art forms, and I can perform. It's like I'm at home. Like I don't know why I didn't do this sooner.
I see your passion for music.
Yeah.
So much.
You know what I mean?
It's my life.
See, and what we do here is we try to invite people to come along but write lyrical content that heals, educates, and solve problems. And I see that you work with people that have mental problems, and music is wonderful for that as well, right? We had a guest come on, and she goes, I teach in the daytime and I teach these kids and they're real loud and all kind of stuff like that. And so by the time I get home, if I could put some music on that just calms me right down.
Completely. Well, that's exactly why I do it. And that's why I started. I mean, growing up, I always listened to music and it healed me. I went through quite a bit growing up. So it was like my safe space. So then when I realized I could do the singing thing, and it's probably my greatest blessing and my greatest gift is that I can express from myself, from my own voice, what I'm feeling inside. So I was like, okay, well, I want to give back to music what it's given me. I want to touch people's lives and I want to heal people through my experiences. And there's a cover I've done called Wrong Direction. And so many people have come up to me like, it's like the song you've chosen is yours. It's like it was written for you. And I'm like, I feel like that. Because I've literally dived into recording that song. I felt every emotion when I was recording it. And so many people like, you've helped me get through some of the hardest things. I mean, my one song, Poison Ivy, is about a toxic relationship. And I released Panic Room, which is about anxiety, which was a cover. And every song I choose, there's a reason why I've chosen it. It's either something I've gone through or it's something I've gone through, something that I can deeply relate to. And that's a choice I've made, that any song I do, that I can personally relate to it. So like music definitely for healing, like it's my biggest healer. So I want to just give that back.
Well, thank you for writing social conscious music.
Thank you.
That's what music for global change is all about. It's, music, solution music, right?
Yeah.
You're writing about solutions and issues that need to come to the forefront, right? And bless you for that, my sister. I mean, because like I said, cover songs is cool, but I had to get to some point in my life where I said, okay, enough of that, right? You're 20 feet from the front of the stage, and it's a reason for that. It's because you keep yourself back here, right? And being lyricists and singers, we're messengers. Do you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's when I'm teaching singers, I encourage them to go find a message that they relate with, because if they do a song, it's going to come out just a little different than something you studied, right? I tell singers when I'm producing them, I don't want you listening to the radio 2 months before. I don't want you to get to the studio and start singing somebody else that you've been listening to, right? I want to hear what's coming out of you.
I'm working on an Afrobeats track. So that's like I don't know if you know the genre, it's from like Nigeria. And I'm working with this Nigerian artist and we're talking about songwriting. And he said, a song is asking you a question. All you need to do is answer it. And it was such a beautiful way to say it, because he was like, listen to this. He's like, what is that asking you? And that's what it is. Music, if you just put down a track, like just instrumental, what is that music telling you? There's a reason why majors might sound a bit more sad and minors might sound a bit more sad. And, music is emotion and it vibrates with our souls. And that's why I agree with you completely. It's meant to heal and we need to use it for the right reasons, because it can also have the same power if it's used incorrectly.
Right.
And it's something it's quite sacred, I believe.
Wow.
Speaking of your own music, your latest single is Inside Out, right? Can you tell us more about that song and the meaning behind the answer to that question?
Yeah, the answer. So that one was a very personal song to me. It was about meeting someone and falling in love with someone that maybe society wouldn't agree with, that so many people wouldn't agree with, that a part of me that I never explored. And meeting this person brought that out of me and made me more me, because I finally was brave enough to go from the inside out and be who I truly am and love who I truly love and not be scared of that. And how that person made me braver and stronger and, just made me love myself even more.
Yeah.
That's an inspiring message too. The great thing about songs is somebody's going through that same situation you are. If there's 8 billion people on the planet, somebody's going through the same thing you're going through somewhere. You know what I mean? And that's the cool thing. It's like, if you're at a bar, your house just burned down and you go sit at a bar. All of a sudden, somebody comes sit right by you and you tell him, and he goes, my house burned down too, man. It just You're not by yourself no more, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah. Tom, you got another question?
It's not so much a question as to say, as I said, I've listened to some of your music, and from what you're saying, it definitely sounds like everything you, as you said, everything you produce is something you've felt yourself. And is that something you consciously decided to make music that was kind of important to you, or have you always just kind of thought, oh, you know, I want to write music that means something to you? What was the reason behind that?
So I definitely, when I was younger and I'd practice singing and I'd do covers, I would always select the song that I could relate to, because that was my way of dealing with the emotion.
Okay.
And then I went backwards and forwards between being in the business. So I've been in the music business now 10 years, but back then I was like, maybe it's just safer. It's safer being here. I'm not vulnerable. I'm not putting myself out there. Let me just make other people's dreams happen. And then when I made the decision to do Karma Luna full time and put my heart and soul into it, I said, there's no other way I'm doing it. I'm not doing it unless it's songs that I relate to. I have to. I have to be authentic in that way. You'll never see, if I sing something, you'll probably, it gets you into my mind and my soul a little bit if you hear the words. I mean, I was working with a songwriter. He's like, let's just put in, I don't even know what word he used. It was like placement words in the song. And then he's like, it doesn't matter. It's just going to make the hook. And I said, absolutely not. We will find something that goes in there that I can truly relate to, because if I can relate to it, somebody else can. And it needs to make sense to them as much as it does to me. So it's a conscious decision that I make every time I release anything.
Very cool.
Sorry, it's raining, it's storming. I hope you guys can hear me.
Oh,
you're all fine. Yeah, fine. No
Great.
problem.
Our storms are hectic here.
I wish it was raining.
Yeah, right.
Is it hot over there, son?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is in Celsius, but it's like in the 90s. I mean, it's hot.
That's
it's
hot.
not Vegas hot. Vegas
Good.
is 120, but it's hot enough.
Jeez.
Well, you know how hot it get in Africa.
I don't, because I've never been there, but I'd like to go and let me figure it out. I mean,
that's why we got Karma on here, because she gonna be our agent.
That's
trying to hit up Joe Bird
I'll take you to
immediately.
places.
Well, I mean, listen, I want to go to the clubs. I want to know where you're playing at.
Okay, sick. Yeah, definitely.
Are you
That's my
performing?
scene.
I was performing up until about a week ago, but I've decided to come take a break because this is our silly season, because we're going into our summer, so it's pretty hectic. So I haven't got any gigs. I've got 1 or 2 next month lined up, but nothing hectic. I'm hoping to do maybe a Cape Town tour. That'll be fun, because that's where everybody goes to, from like Johannesburg. Everyone from all over South Africa goes to Cape Town during December. Okay. So that's where I'm hoping to be. So yeah, like there's a few clubs that I'm playing at here. I actually prefer like a club scenario or a place where I can do both singing and DJing. Yeah. So it's just finding those venues that, you know, have the facilities for that. But yeah, festivals would be ideal. So that's next year's plan, because I'm still new in terms of on the DJ scene.
Yeah.
You know, for me, doing a gig where people are just sitting there, you know what I mean? A concert. I don't like that. I'm like you in a sense. I want the people to be up close to me. Because if you're a DJ, they come right up to the stage, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's what I like. I like people to come right up on you and let's feel this together, right? Because if you're just sitting there, I can't tell if you like the music or not. You're just like, okay. Because you're restrained, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody get up. As far as you can go, and you got to sit back down. No, I want you to be able to mingle and come and hang with me with the music.
Dance.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what it's supposed to be.
So many of the concerts, so I work in the concert industry here, so more backstage and PR wise, and a lot of the international artists that come here, they'll be at a seated concert and they get so frustrated they'll end up running around the whole auditorium or whatever, and like the security are going out of their minds because they're like, no, sit down, but they want you to dance. And I was like, I feel so sorry for him. He must go and run. I would love that. I want people to dance and enjoy themselves and sing along, and I don't want any like proper behavior, like
yeah, don't be proper around me. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You could do that at home.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I gotta say this. Your voice, your gift, your tool is simply beautiful and amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. And it's, you know, it's a wonderful tool you have. I produce so many singers till you're always looking for that person that has that sound. There's just people that go to school for music, but that's not like people that was born to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
That
is the nicest
that's true
thing
though, right?
Thank you. You can learn to sing, but it's also like a God-given talent. And it's for a long time I doubted it. I was very insecure of my voice. I didn't feel like I was like the artist out there. I went to music school. I was so scared, so intimidated, but my love for singing and my desire to do this was so much bigger than any fear that I had. Mm-hmm. So I'm so glad that I've stuck to it, because when you come and say things like that, or like at my last concert, this girl came up to me, she's like, your voice spoke to me, like I can't explain it. And I was like, I would take that right. moment that her and I shared over 7 million people listening. I want to touch people. My voice can, and that's why it's like it's God-given. Like I can't, like my soul sings, and I'm so grateful. I wake up pretty much every day going, thank you, God, that you have given me this talent that I can sing. Because a lot of people don't have that.
It's like my mom. Like my mom told me one time, we was in a supermarket, right? And she said, "I'm gonna tell you why God don't give this gift to everybody." She said, if we had a gun, we could go up to the security guard and tell them to lock the doors, and then we go tell all the musicians to come up front. It ain't gonna be many of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because God don't give that gift to everybody, man. And that you're supposed to use it. There's so many people that wish they can do what you do or sound as good as you, right?
Hey.
So that's a gift.
There's one right there, that's right.
Yeah,
teach you, Ryan.
Right.
It is a gift, and you're supposed to use it as a gift, especially for all the people that wish they could do it, right? And the fact that you have this gift that you can sing melodies and tell stories. There are some singles that you might write that people are gonna, it's their song, right? Oh, I'm so glad I'm here to see you sing that song to me. That's why they come out to see you, right? They like, God, that's my song. I play that song every day, and now I'm going to see her sing it. See that
live.
There's nothing like music lovers. And so studio is cool and all that. But for me, being in front of music lovers is the most exciting, beautiful part in the world, especially when if you sing in your own lyrics. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm talking about, I tell singers, stop doing the cover songs, start doing your own songs, so people will go, I know who that is, and I love that artist. Instead of, that person that sounds like somebody else.
Yeah. Completely.
Yeah.
We all have to get away from that. Find your own sound, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, God gave us this tool of our voice. The two things that will tell who you are is your fingerprints and your voice.
Sure.
We can all switch cities tomorrow and call you, and you'll know what our voice look like, right? So it doesn't matter where you come from, right? Mm-hmm. And that's real right there. So if you know that voice, there's some singers out there that don't have a lot of range, but you know their voice. Like Sade. Mm-hmm. She doesn't sing with a big wide range, right? But you know her voice, and you would know it over any instrument that they put underneath her. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have that kind of voice. I heard you. I heard your song. I said, wow. Now it's all about finding the right stories with your voice, right? Because you become an actress. You're not just, when you get up on the stage, you become an actress, right? You gotta act like I'm singing this song for the first time to you. That's what they want to see when they come see you.
Yeah.
Completely. Otherwise, they would just listen to it at home.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, completely. I completely agree.
Hold on, yeah, I'm sorry. Do you see something?
Huh?
I see a Karma Luna Skyler Jett collaboration.
Oh, you went there.
Hear that, YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm down. Come to South Africa, and we'll do the record. We'll write, and then I'll come to the UK, and we can record.
Yeah, well, don't tease me though. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
I'm down.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I like to bring this crew right here. You know what I mean? So we can interview some artists over there. But what I want to do is throw festivals. That's really what I want to do. And we come get some of your artists, and I'll bring some other artists in from different parts of the world. And that's music for global change, right?
Sure. That'll be amazing. That'll be incredible.
Yeah.
And I know the right people for you to interview. So I'll bring the South African network, and then we do it.
Hey guys, it was Karma that introduced me to Bongo.
Okay.
Bongo.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, she's the whole PR team that we need.
She was on our show, right?
Yeah.
And I know you know talent. Then I know you know what talent is. That's but it's kind of cool when you bring some people in from some other places and say, "Hey, man, they come to check us out and give us some love," and bring their music to where we're at. You know what I mean? Everybody needs to hear some music, and like I said, stop putting it in categories. There's two types of music. There's music, and there's good music.
That's fair. That is fair.
That's how we covered here. Ryan, you got another question?
Yeah, just real quick. I'm just curious. Again, I haven't been to that side of the world, but what social media platforms are you gravitating to as far as promotion and things like that? Is TikTok huge there for you in terms of music and Instagram, things like that? Or is there something new that maybe I've never heard of?
So yeah, I mean, Instagram is definitely my favorite platform just because I'm very familiar with it. And then Facebook as well. Twitter, I'm on there, but not as active. I don't think it's more for controversial topics here. So I kind of stay away from that. Sure. But TikTok is definitely on the up and up. It's very hectic though. Like you have to which I'm sure you guys know, like you have to really commit to a lot of content. Yeah. And with billions of things I've got going on, I don't really have the time to create content that I would be happy putting out. Right. So it's really, I've actually just made friends with a lot of the people at TikTok that were at Fame, which Bongo was also at. And so I'm doing some training with them to build up because I think it's a really cool platform for artists to be found. I think it's really, I mean, the algorithm can be quite favorable. I know there's something called Be Real. I don't know if you guys know about it, but that's more for I think personal. I think I downloaded it yesterday. So I would say we're pretty much on par with the rest of the world, unless you guys have a platform that I need to introduce to South Africa. But I would say TikTok and Instagram are our leading platforms. Yeah.
I mean, for me, YouTube is going to be the monster. I mean, they're going to start stealing away the TikTok creators. I think the only thing that I would say is you're going to start being able to monetize because they have their own vertical video called Shorts, right? And so if I were you and I was already taking advantage of Instagram, I would put that similar content on YouTube, and then shortly they're going to announce that you won't have as many strikes for the music copyright stuff. So you'll be able to monetize your content there without, that's the thing about YouTube, right? It's like as soon as you play somebody else's music, you get a copyright strike. So they're going to ease up on that. So if I could sing and I was an artist and I was a DJ, I would be hitting YouTube hard right now because it's going to explode. Yeah, I would take advantage of that.
Okay, cool. Definitely. I'm going to definitely look into that. I think that's because I do love YouTube. I mean, that's where your music is. That's where you can discover other music. So if they are now integrating the Instagram Reels and TikTok,
they have their own version,
and that's what they're doing. I mean, I just need to familiarize myself with it. But thank you for the advice. I'm definitely going to take it, especially because South Africa is a little bit behind the rest of the world. So then I can be at the forefront.
Right.
That's right. And the cool thing is you're collaborating with people that's not from South Africa. So that's going to take notice too, because say if when we do a duet, I go, hey, have you heard my friend Karma Luna? No, who's that? She's from South Africa. Skyler, how you even know anybody in South Africa?
He knows everything.
So, but that's how you do it. You know?
Just off the back of that, how do people find you on Instagram? What are your handles on those for people to actually
promote yourself? PR in a way.
Come on.
There we go.
Tell the world.
Pretty easy. So Karma Luna Music everywhere. Just I don't know about YouTube, but it's pretty much Karma Luna Music. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok.
Brilliant.
Try to make it as easy and accessible as possible for people.
Yeah, she knows branding.
There you go.
if you put yourself in a genre, what would it be?
Oh, cinematic.
Oh,
I would say, if that is a genre.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Cinematic.
Sounds massive.
It doesn't just encompass the audio, right? It can be it's a visual element as well, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank
Like
you.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, Karma, thank you for taking the time to come on our show today.
Thank you for having me. I've loved every second of this. So thank you so much. And thank you for all that you guys do connecting music and global change. It's so important. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And listen, like I said, keep us in mind when you say, I'd like to bring some cool people over and, let's collaborate, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, come for the festival. I'll keep you updated, but definitely. Would love to see you in South Africa.
Hey, get us in the festival. You see my One Love video. Yeah, that's Friction and I. He's from Ghana, so that'd be. You know what I mean?
Sick. That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they're just having the Global Citizen concert now. I think this month, Ghana.
Oh, okay.
You got it. Well, just keep us in mind, okay? Namaste, my sister. Namaste.
I can't sing, Dad.
Namaste.
I can't sing. Do I have to work the merch booth?
Yeah, you could sell the hats and stuff. We could find you.
That's cold blooded, man.
I'm in charge of style.
Merch. Style. Yeah.
Thank you, Karma.
Thanks
for joining us.
I really appreciate it.
Namaste, my sister. Much love. Much love.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.